Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So in today's video I wanted to talk about another issue that a lot of people tend to face, which is related with roots. Now over here I have a succulent. I think I had purchased it probably a month back from one of the local nursery. Overall, when you tend to look at the succulent definitely looks very healthy and it looks absolutely fine. And this is what a lot of us will notice after we put our succulents into the soil. But I noticed after I watered the succulent, even like, let's say, because in 1 month's time I might have watered it twice, but even after watering it, I noticed that the leaves are not very plump. Even after 48 hours, the leaves were not plump. You can see they are kind of exhausted, all the water from the leaves, even though I have watered it twice. Whereas my other succulents, even though they are watered only once, they are still very plump. But this one is having some issue. So what I did is I took out the succulent from the pot, and when I took it out, this is what I noticed. There are ample amount of roots on the upper portion, but the original roots or the main roots, there are nothing left. It's completely dark in color. Now if I'm going to try and break it, you'll see they immediately break apart. You can see this because this is completely dry. This is another form called as the dry root. You can see this, it just falls apart. There is nothing left because the original roots had completely dead. Now this is not related with root rot, but this is the old roots have completely died off. They were of no use, and that's why it started to put out a lot of air roots. Now why was the succulent still dehydrated despite it having air roots? The reason is because these roots were not inside the soil. They were not able to absorb any of that moisture or any of that water because they were above the soil. The roots that were inside the soil were completely gone. They were not helping the succulent at all. Luckily, it was only 2 waterings. That's why this is still very dry. Imagine if I would have continued watering it without checking it, this would have started to rot because of excess moisture. But now that I have taken out the succulent, all I have to do is, even though this is completely dry, I will still give it 2 to 3 days time for it to completely heal before I put it back into the soil. So you can see this completely dry. There is no hole in this, but it is completely dried out. So we will take out all of the dried particles without damaging the new roots because they are more important. So here we go. You can see all of that powder has fallen off because these were the old roots that have completely dried out and they have fallen apart, and these are the new roots. Now let's say if your older roots do not fall like this, you can always chop it and then leave that upper portion as it is. The lower portion has to be cut. After that, you have to let it callus for 2 to 3 days. Even though I don't have to callus, but I will not take a chance. I will still keep it aside for 2 to 3 days, and then the best thing is I don't have to wait any longer. I can directly put it into my soil mix. Now because the succulent is losing out water at a faster pace, what I'm going to do is I will water on the 2nd or on the 3rd day, not on the same day. Even though it's hydrated, I will not water on the same day because I want the roots to kind of get adjusted in the new soil. So I'll wait for a day, maybe the 2nd day or maybe the 3rd day. The best thing what I'm going to do is I will water from top, meaning I'll do a top watering. Bottom watering is not going to be enough for this succulent because it is getting dehydrated, so we have to do a top watering. I will definitely make a video on it once I'm going to do that because I have to still wait for 2 to 3 days, then put it into the soil, wait for a day, and then I'm going to show you the entire process. So that is how it is, guys. This is what usually happens. Now we do not have a known reason why this happens. Most probably a lot of people, when they tend to buy their succulents online, we all know that succulent roots are dried before they are sent. Now this is not the case every time, but one of cases it happens wherein the older roots completely dry out and do not grow back again. Now can we do anything about it? Absolutely not. We can't do much. We cannot tell the seller not to dry the roots because that is one of the most important thing. If you are going to put succulents with wet roots in a box, they will rot for sure. So the roots have to be dried. This is something that just happens probably because of the environment. Probably the roots got dried a little bit longer. That could be the reason, but we cannot send succulents in a box with wet roots. That is very dangerous. That's very fatal. There is a high chance that the succulent will get rotted in the box if the roots are wet. So it has to be dried. But nevertheless, the succulent is healthy, nothing is going to go wrong. All we have to do is just wait and then put them back into the soil, and because the new roots are very healthy, they will start to absorb that moisture and the succulent will start to get hydrated. So all we have to do is just wait. I'll give you an update video very soon. But if you're facing this issue now guys, just because I did this, it doesn't mean that you have to uproot your succulents and check. This process is only after you have watered, and let's say after 3 days or 4 days you don't see any changes. That's only the time when we take out the roots and check. Most probably, if the roots are not developing, or if there is some issue with the roots, the succulent will have wrinkles even after watering it. A lot of times you might have seen my videos, after 48 hours or after 28 hours of watering, the succulent starts to open up, the succulent starts to absorb the water. I will show you another example. Just give me a minute. This is another example. If you remember, I had made a video last time of repotting and old succulent. I had repotted it and then I did a watering, and now you can see it's doing much better. But you'll also notice there are going to be some dry leaves on the lower portion. You can see this. These are the dry leaves, which is absolutely normal, especially when you repot your new succulents, or when you get your succulents from another city or from another country. After you happen to put them into the soil, you will end up having these leaves. This is just a process of the succulent acclimating in the new soil, or it tends to take out energy from the lower leaves. If I'm going to take out this leaf and show you, you can see how crispy it is, because the succulent has absorbed all the nutrients, all the water from the oldest leaf, and it has taken it into the succulent. So that is a very normal thing, and within 24 hours or 48 hours, depending upon how dehydrated your succulent was, it will start to open up if the roots are healthy. So that's all about it, guys. I will wait for some days and I'm going to give you an update. I will also plant this succulent and show you how the update process is going to be. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.